Good afternoon. My name is Barbara Fuller, and as Chair of the Board, I welcome you to this March 3rd, 2026 regular meeting of the Washtenaw County Board of Road Commissioners. Shelby Rockawick, our office coordinator, will describe how our meetings operate, how to access the agenda packet, and how people may participate remotely. Shelby?
There are multiple ways to make public comment during today's board meeting, whether you are joining us in person or virtually. If you are here in person and would like to make public comment, please fill out the sign-in sheet now. If you are joining us virtually, we will ask you to raise your hand at the appropriate time in the agenda. And now I'll turn it over to Chair Fuller.
Thank you. I now call this March 3rd, 2026 regular meeting to order and ask Shelby to call the roll.
Chair Barb Fuller.
Present.
Commissioner Joanne McCullum.
Present.
Commissioner Jeff Smers.
Present.
The following directors are in attendance: Managing Director Matt Washtenaw, Director of Operations Adam Lape, Director of Engineering and County Highway Engineer Brent Schlack, Director of Finance Dan Ackerman.
Thank you. Please join us in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
May I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
Moved.
Support. Additions, deletions, or corrections? Seeing none, Shelby, if you would, please.
Commissioner Joanne McCullum.
Yes.
Commissioner Jeff Smers.
Yes.
Commissioner Barb Fuller.
Yes, the meeting minutes are accepted as, the agenda is approved as presented. Next, we have 3 sets of meetings to approve. May I have a motion to accept the board meeting minutes of February 19th, 2026, appearing on pages 3 through 12 of the packet?
So move.
Second.
Additions, deletions, or corrections? Seeing none, Shelby, please call the roll.
Commissioner Joanne McCullum.
Yes.
Commissioner Jeff Smers.
Yes.
Commissioner Barb Fuller.
Yes, the board meeting minutes of February 19th are accepted as presented. May I have a motion to accept the working session minutes of February 19th, 2026, appearing on pages 13 through 15 of the packet?
So moved.
Support.
Additions, deletions, or corrections? Seeing none, Shelby, if you would, please.
Commissioner Joanne McCullum.
Yes.
Commissioner Jeff Smers.
Yes.
Commissioner Barb Fuller.
Yes, the working session minutes of February 19th, 2026 are accepted as presented. Last, may I have a motion to accept the closed session minutes of February 19th, 2026? The copies of the minutes have been distributed at the commissioners' desks.
So move.
Second.
Any changes or corrections? Seeing none, Shelby, if you would, please.
Commissioner Joanne McCullum.
Yes.
Commissioner Jeff Smers.
Yes.
Commissioner Barb Fuller.
Yes, the closed session minutes from February 19th are accepted as presented. Next, we will hear from our County Commission Liaison, Commissioner Caroline Sanders of District 4. Good afternoon, Commissioner. Caroline, you need to unmute.
Sorry, I thought I had.
That's
Good
okay.
afternoon. The Board of Commissioners is scheduled to meet tomorrow, our normal times, 5:30 for the working session and then 7 p.m. For the general session. I don't think there's anything earth-shattering on there. We will have a report out from the Commission on Aging and also from the Food Policy Committee. Other than that, we're just looking to approve or deny some resolutions related to Ann Arbor and some of their brownfield TIF requests. Just normal business, basically. So that's it. As always, everybody is encouraged to join us in person, virtually, or by sending us a communication by email if there's something that you'd like to ask or add for public comment. And we just welcome your attendance. Thank you.
Any questions for the commissioner? Okay, thank you, Commissioner Sanders. Next, we will move on to public comment. This is a time set aside on the agenda to receive comments from the public. This is not intended to be a period for dialogue. Each person will be allotted 3 minutes to address the board, and Shelby will explain how people may be recognized to offer comments.
Since this is a hybrid meeting with both in-person and virtual attendees, we will take turns between those attending in person and virtually. For virtual attendees, we have provided some instructions on the screen on how to participate and make public comments. If you're attending this meeting virtually and would like to make public comment, please raise your hand now. If you dialed into the meeting from your phone, you can raise your hand by dialing *9. Our communications manager, Tiffany Oliphant, will unmute virtual participants with raised hands one at a time and will announce your username or last 4 digits of your phone number when it's your
Hey,
turn to speak.
How are you?
Caroline, okay, never mind.
Please share your name and address before beginning your comments. For in-person attendees, we will start with those of you who have signed up on the sign-in sheet as you walked in. If you haven't signed in, you're still welcome to make comment. We will notify you when it's your turn.
Tiffany, has anyone signed in wishing to comment?
Yes, madam. Yes, Madam Chair. I do have, I have a Vincent. If you would come to the front, please.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, Vincent. If you could state your name and your address, if you would, please, for the record, because this is recorded and people are listening.
Perfect. So I'm Vincent Dettori out in Freedom Township, 5965 Cody Road. My comments, I'm sure you're going to hear some other comments from others in our area too. We're currently in our community putting together ideas and plans and concerns about Stoneco expanding on their gravel pit off of Esch Road onto Pleasant Lake, heading westbound, where they'll connect with 52 and go in all sorts of directions, as well as possibly going eastbound, which in their last township meeting, they said they could go in either direction, which is not really what they told us. It is not what they told us originally.
They who?
Stoneco, or
Thank you.
Michigan Aggregates Company. So that leads to some heavy concerns. We already have 2 access points on that road. There's already lots of truck traffic, lots of debris flying in the area. It's a safety concern as well. So my biggest concern is to take what our township is saying, take what our neighbors are saying. There's a petition going around, and heed that concern from us citizens and the community members, not just from Michigan Aggregates and Michigan Stoneco that want to utilize all of our resources in that area, which we're not anti-business. We want to make agreements, but we want to make sure it's done safely and appropriately for all of us. So that's my biggest consent or concern that I just want to share with all of you here today.
Thank you. Thank you, Vincent.
Next, I have David Ludwig.
Good afternoon. I'm David Ludwig. I just came to introduce myself to the board. I am filling in, or I am currently interim supervisor for York Township. Many of you know, or probably all of you knew Mr. Tellis. He experienced health issues starting in July of last year. End of December, he made the decision that with his continuing health issues, he couldn't continue. He resigned his position as supervisor. The board accepted his resignation in January. I was appointed as interim till the November election this year, at which time the voters would elect a new supervisor to fill out the remaining 2 years of Chuck's term. I'm just here to introduce myself, to get to know faces, so you know who I am as well. We have a good relation. Chuck fostered a great relationship with the County Road Commission. I've served as his deputy for the previous 2 years. Got to know several of your supervisors. Trevor's outstanding gentleman to work with. I have good communication with him in Chuck's absence since July. And I hope to continue that relationship. I think our roads in York Township have been improved dramatically under Chuck's leadership, and we want to continue working with the Road Commission to see that continues. So I'll be available after the meeting to talk to any of you that would wish to know more about me or share my business card with you as well. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you, David.
Next, we have Jillian Hayes.
Hi, I'm Jillian Hayes, 6015 Esch Road, and I would like to share my concerns over the Stoneco proposal, especially the whole route out through Esch Road. Stoneco, as part of the proposal to the Freedom Township Planning Commission, included a report from a civil engineering firm that stated they believe that no improvements were needed to Esch Road for the volume of traffic they expected from the mine. which was 50 to 60 haulers per day. My family operates a horse boarding facility in Hay Farm, directly across from the proposed entrance to the mine. And we are very concerned about the ability to keep the road quality as it is now with that level of heavy traffic. It is also a very narrow dirt road, and we're concerned that we will not be able to use our farm machinery and have it safely pass with a gravel hauler. As it is now, we have to wait for traffic to pull over to be able to take a hay wagon through the narrow sections of the road. So we're very concerned that this could this could pose a safety hazard, and we'd like to bring that to the board's attention.
Thank you. Thank you, Jillian.
And that is all for public comment.
Is there anyone present who didn't sign in who would like to comment?
I don't have one.
Anyone waiting online, Tiffany?
No, Madam Chair.
Okay. We will move on to written communications. They appear on pages 16, 17, and 18 of the packet. Commissioners, do you have anything you want to draw our attention to? Commissioner McCollum.
Madam Chair, yes, page 18. We received 1, 2, 3, 4 thank yous. The first one was talking about thank you for scraping and breaking down the icy gravel roads. It's very much appreciated to not have ice rinks as the roads refreeze when temps drop overnight. Another one is you are amazing and we are grateful for all you do. Thanks a million. Another one, WCRC does a wonderful job on their dirt roads. I have a AA City dirt road and wish it was still maintained by the county. WCRC, another thank you, just says great job keeping us safe. So good job, WCRC Road Commission.
Anything, Commissioner Smerds? This is the period of time in the agenda for road commissioner or staff comment, follow-up to any of the public remarks. Mr. Managing Director.
Thank you, Chair Fuller. I did want to point out, we do have a permit application from Stoneco regarding the haul route that was mentioned here. Obviously, first and foremost, we work hand in hand with the township. The township is the one that makes the land use decisions ultimately, but in order to make that land use decision, certainly you have to understand impacts, and we have a rigorous permitting process which will evaluate those applications such as this. And I know that we're certainly reviewing that. No permits have been issued. Ultimately, the land use decision gets made first, and then we deal with the impacts, if there are any, to that existing road network. So they are familiar with our permitting process. That's the good news. Stoneco has been working in other areas in the county and certainly understands our process. Hopefully, we can address some of these concerns if it were to move forward with that land use being approved by the township. So wanted to assure you of that. And then if you have questions, I can give you my business card, or Brent Schlack is in the audience. He's our Director of Engineering, who oversees the permitting process. So
Can you raise your hand, Brent, so people can identify you? Thank you. Commissioner McCollum.
Madam Chair, Matt, is there any way we can see where this is at? Do they have, are they open now and working, or they want to establish a aggregate?
Brent, if you wouldn't mind coming up, I think that would be helpful. My understanding at one time, this land was at one point used for operations and then it went dormant for a period of time. And they operate other pits along Pleasant Lake Road. So
Okay.
Yeah, Brent Schlack, Director of Engineering. Yeah, Matt's exactly right. So this pit is an older pit that went dormant for a period of time, and now they're trying to extract minerals from this mine. And so they're working with us through the permitting process. Look, of course, we're concerned about Ash Road as well, and where they're traveling. Certainly, with our primary network, the trucks are allowed to use that if they meet within the certain weight limits of those roads. So from what we understand, they are not moving forward with a haul route permit. So they'll be traveling within legal loads of our current network. But we're working with them on what it means for Ash Road and the remaining network, like Matt brought up.
I appreciate you clarifying. I misspoke. Oftentimes Stone Cold will seek a haul route permit, and that's where you'll hear the term Class A, Class B loads. Really, what that is they can elect to request a little higher loads for their units, their gravel trains. And with that comes often conditions and improvements for the route they're seeking to use. If they do not seek a haul route permit, they're essentially getting a driveway permit to access Ash Road. And if that's the case, we can't legally then require improvements other than to the point of access. And maybe look at the existing roadway itself. But essentially, they would have the availability to go either west or east on Pleasant Lake Road. We have a similar circumstance in Ann Arbor Township where there's a gravel pit on a gravel road, Earhart Road. You probably are recalling that. That's operated by Mid-Michigan, I believe, Materials.
Right.
And they do not have a haul route permit. They can legally use those roads, but the roads certainly are impacted. The concern raised by the resident about our ability to maintain those roads with the goings and comings of those gravel trains, it makes things difficult. Oftentimes we're able to enter into a partnership for maintenance agreements, but that remains to be seen with this case.
Yeah, we're working with Stoneco. Stoneco, they want to be a good partner, a good community partner within that area. So we're concerned about Ash Road, and we're concerned, with the width and what the condition of that road is. And so it'll be similar to what we've dealt with through Earhart Road, and we'll get to a point where we potentially would have an agreement with the township and the stone hauler to maintain that portion within their driveway up to that primary road,
which is Pleasant
Lake Road.
Yep.
So Ash Road is not a primary road.
It is not. It's a local road.
Local gravel road.
Go ahead, Joanne.
So there are no plans in the future to expand this road for this particular business, is it?
There is not. It based on what they've indicated to us on what they're looking at for hauling, it would be within those legal loads within that network. So we would look at potentially options for where their driveway is at, and from there up to the primary road on what that improvement would be, and trying to understand what impacts that has to adjacent property owners, and then work that out with the permit applicant.
So
Go
I'm
ahead.
just requesting that the board be kept updated on this particular project.
Sure.
So we know what.
Happy to.
Happy to. Yep.
Yeah, we can follow up with kind of the image of an aerial so you can kind of see
I would like
the
that.
location. Absolutely.
Thank
You bet.
you.
Yep.
So a class A load, as long as they are at or below those weight limits, they are allowed to use that road by law.
Correct. Yeah, they currently have that ability today to, they could come down M52 and go east on Pleasant Lake, and there's some trucks that do use that are empty, or some that are within that legal load. But we understand that there could be some concern because there may be more frequency of trucks, and but we're trying to work with the permit applicant on what those impacts are. And then I've confirmed to us that they are going to stay within a legal loads of Pleasant Lake Road.
And
And
Road.
Ash,
So
correct.
Ash Road and Pleasant Lake, they're both what we call normal routes.
Right.
So normal routes have a little less than what we call designated routes. The designated routes are the blue roads on our truck operators map. So oftentimes they can operate within legal limits of a normal route, and ultimately there's legal limit of weight and length. If they operate within those legal limits, there's not much we can do. If they want to have additional length, meaning a gravel train or heavier loading, then that's where they seek a haul route permit, and then there's a little more authority that we have to require improvements. If they only operate under the minimum of a normal route, then there's not much we can do other than looking at their driveway permit, which we have permitting authority over. And certainly we'll be looking at Ash Road in particular, the condition and the width being the issue, and obviously safety at the forefront of all that we do.
Yep.
So enforcement is by our weighmaster?
They would be by our weighmaster as far as making sure that they're within those normal weight limits. And then it would fall to whether they contract with the sheriff's department or Michigan State Police as far as any other traffic laws along those roads.
And the load limits that are conditions of permit from us are dictated by state law?
Correct.
So it's not something that the road commission sets those limits.
No,
We are
it's not.
obligated.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, you're right. And just for reference, so to the east of here, we have a couple pits. I think one is Michigan Pavement and Levy. They have a haul route agreement that goes to the east on Pleasant Lake Road up through Ann Arbor, Saline to the freeway. So we do have an existing haul route agreement with
direction.
those two mines, those
Okay.
two pits.
I just wanted to be clear on who sets those load limits. It's
Yeah,
not us.
not us.
Okay.
Yeah, and those limits are depicted on our truck operators map.
Yes.
You can see it on our
Mm.
website,
Mhm.
or we've got them in the lobby as well, if you want,
Mhm.
if anyone wants to grab a copy.
Yeah, we just got new maps as well, so I can provide those to
Oh,
that
good.
made the comments.
Thank you. As in new county maps?
New truck operators maps.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Brent. Any other questions? No? Okay, thanks, Brent.
You're welcome.
Any other responses? I'd just like to welcome David. Good to see you. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
And ask you, are you going to be running for this position in November?
Yes.
Thank you. All right. If there's no other response to public comment, we'll move on to the new business. We have a consent agenda. May I have a motion to approve the consent agenda, items 1 through 3 as presented? Background on pages 20 and 21.
So moved.
Support. Anything you have questions about? Commissioner McCollum?
I don't know, do we pull it or what? The bid for the concrete project? I don't know how that works. Do we talk
What about
about it and put it back? I just have some questions about it.
About what, the
The-
amount, the process, what's your
So-
question?
My questions are, I saw that there was another bid, the Doan Construction Company. And I know there were more, they were like 50,000 more. So I just wanted to know, why this one was picked. It said the quality and thing, it qualified. So I was just wondering why that one was picked. I know it was lower. Was it picked because it was lower or you worked with them before? Thank you.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Chair. And good question. So as with our procurement policy, given the amount of money that we're talking about, the engineer's estimate was about $300,000.
Yeah.
So we go ahead and bid this out publicly. We do require them to be MDOT pre-qualified so that we know we're getting qualified bidders. And then generally speaking, we will recommend the lowest bid amount.
Of the qualified.
Because we know they're pre-qualified. That's a
Mhm.
stipulation in the bid documents, that we know that this contractor is pre-qualified to do the work, and then we take the most economical bid, meaning the lowest price. We've worked with both of these contractors, excellent contractors, local to the area.
Yeah.
Both actually reside in Washtenaw County, and we've done a lot of work with both contractors. In this case, the resolution had recommended the low GM and Sons for an amount of $326,735. And it was just slightly over the engineer's estimate.
Mhm.
And this is for our countywide concrete work. So anytime we're doing curb replacement or sidewalk ramps associated with our county paving projects, this is the contract that we would use. And in the case, we're recommending GM and Sons be the contractor.
Okay, I do have them listed in Novi. Do they have a place in Novi also?
They must, yes.
Oh.
I know that they had an office on Whitmore Lake, just south of North Territorial.
Oh, okay,
I think they've grown and expanded.
expanded,
Yeah.
okay.
I've worked with them throughout my time here in the last 20 years
Mhm.
at the road commission, and they do fine work.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you. Mhm.
Jeff, anything? No? Okay. Shelby, if you would please call the roll.
Commissioner Julianne McCullum,
Yes,
Commissioner Jeff Smurs.
Yes.
Commissioner Barb Fuller.
Yes, the consent agenda items 1 through 3 are approved as presented. Next, we have report of the road commissioners, starting with Commissioner McCullum.
Madam Chair, I watched the virtual public meeting regarding the Werkner Road project. And I also read the book, The Hidden Life of Trees by Peter Wollenben, that was recommended during a public comment at one of our meetings. I found the book very interesting, especially how trees communicate when they are clustered together like a forest. And the author stated that the trees communicate through their roots and by the smell of trees near them. So it's a very fascinating book, and I appreciate the recommendation for reading it. On February 24th, I attended the Washtenaw County Road Commission workshop Roads 201. It was a good and insightful presentation on road funding and how roads are maintained and improved. The attendees asked informed questions such as gravel versus paved road lifespan, adjustment to roads with change of traffic, what about rubberized asphalt, chip seal, and fog seal, and Commissioner Saunders' question about pushing the cost away from the residents when companies build in Washtenaw and roads must be improved because of that construction was a good question. And I would like to know more about ways we can make that happen of pushing the cost away from residents. So that's my report.
All right. Commissioner Smurs?
No report.
No report. I will report that on February 24th, I also attended Roads 201. I want to especially thank Tiffany Oliphant and Shelby Rockowick for their conscientious attention to the logistics and the hours that must have been spent putting together that PowerPoint presentation by engineering and operations as well. On February 26th, I attended the Marts at Whitaker Road Roundabout Virtual Public Information Meeting. My compliments again to Becky Houle, Project Manager, and Michelle Ford, the Senior Project Manager in Traffic and Safety. On February 26th, I attended the Saline Chamber Luncheon, where they had local elected officials presenting from the townships. We'll move on to staff reports and updates, beginning on pages 28, running through the end of the packet on page 36. Matt, Managing Director, take it away.
Thank you, Chair Fuller. I just wanted to report, I felt that the Roads 201, which was mentioned previously, held on the 24th of February. That was a great turnout. We had a number of townships attend, quite a few online, and we did send out the recording of that presentation and to participants. And if there are those that weren't able to attend, they can go ahead and watch the recording. But most of all, really at the heart of it was the local road program and working with our townships. It's such a great partnership. And Adam Lape and I are willing to go and meet with anyone that's interested in and have questions about our local road funding packet, which we covered a bit at the end of our Roads 201. So that was a great event. So thank you all that participated, and those staff as well did an outstanding job. I did attend a McChrysip managers meeting on the 25th. It was a really workshop. A lot of topics were presented by McChrysip's attorney, trying to educate on some of the liabilities and the cases that they've seen over the last few years. So that was a good seminar. We did have an opportunity to meet with the city of Chelsea's new city manager on the 26th. Her name is Elle Cole. And we also met with Derek Bollinger. He's a superintendent at the DPW. So that was a good and productive meeting. I am scheduled to attend the County Board of Commissioners meeting tomorrow night. The County Administrator, Mr. Greg Dill, asked me to attend to address a brief update on Washtenaw Road and answer any questions that any of the commissioners may have. So look forward to that opportunity. Lastly, I wanted to start to cover our MTF and budget. So I'm going to invite our Finance Director, Dan Ackerman, up. And Tiffany, if you wouldn't mind, go ahead and there it is. I'm now sharing my screen, so watch out, I'm driving. I wanted to highlight, first and foremost, some of the Michigan transportation funds. Obviously, we're experiencing a lot of change on a very historic funding increase, but really that's the really good news, and we don't want to lose sight of that. But in the short term, we're seeing a decrease in our revenue stream, and that's because of just the lag from the time in which the laws were adopted and now are being implemented starting January 1st. And you can see we've seen a decrease of that is significant. 17% in October. We were down $400,000 as compared to the previous year of that month. And then another $500,000 down in November, and almost another $500,000 down in December. So we're approaching $1.5 million less revenue as compared to 2024 for the last 3 months of the year. All along, we are anticipating that our receipt for January would be an increase. However, we were $500,000 off compared to last year, and we were hoping for this to be the month where we started to see the increase. Very concerning. We need to make adjustments. We feel and have communicated with County Road Association and MDOT. Dan reached out to his finance contact, in which they let us know that they anticipate the next month to start to see an increase, that there is a lag. That lag was not adequately communicated, in my opinion, and in the opinion of CRA, and I think a lot of our finance directors across the state. So there is some frustration there, but good news is we're going to be able to weather this downturn in revenue, because we are going to see, we're hoping, an increase, but that doesn't mean we can't at least make adjustments in the next quarter to reflect some of these experiences we've had. Dan, I'll let you also share your thoughts as well.
Sure.
This is an important revenue, our largest revenue source for the road commission.
Yes. Thank you, Matt. Dan Ackerman, Director of Finance. Matt did a nice job summarizing things. It seems that the County Road Association and I shared with you, there was a webinar on the new funding. It appears even those that were educating us didn't understand about this lag in when the increase would take effect. So it's just not, Matt and Dan being surprised. It's all of us basically. And the County Road Association has been reaching out to the state to say, why was this never communicated? We presented a webinar stating that January we would start seeing those increases. And why didn't somebody speak up and let us know? So
What was the response?
I didn't see that there was, well, actually there was, who's that, Patrick Cardy or somebody was coming back from DC and basically stated, I don't think.
So we did get a response from CRA, and which they essentially quoted Patrick
Right.
in that, and I will forward that to the
Mhm.
commissioners here after our board meeting. But essentially, there's a lag in the collections because the tax is applied to the wholesale. Keep in mind, it's a wholesale tax of gallons purchased. So the explanation didn't make a lot of sense.
Did it make sense to you, Dan?
It did not.
Yeah.
I've been
We
here,
have a consensus that it didn't make sense.
I've just been here over 30 years.
I know,
Surprised.
getting started, I
I
get.
was surprised by the way it was explained.
Mhm.
And I still wonder how all this is done with all the gas stations across the entire state, how all this money is collected and then, disseminated to everyone. I just have no idea how that's accomplished.
It's a big job. Yep.
It's my understanding one state agency audits those that are doling out the money. So I've always had a problem with that. I almost attribute it to, Kent County Road Commission audits Washtenaw. No, we have Plant Moran independent auditors auditing our books. So that's always kind of, I raised an eyebrow with me. And a historic increase to the gas tax, and now 4 months after that's been implemented, it's actually been a decrease. So intuitively, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, over the course of the 4 months, we're looking at $2 million less as compared to the years prior. So it's a big.
So in March, we'll have, we'll see, right?
We'll see. So it'd be supposedly the February receipts. So that would be the next month here that we actually we receive those in April. So there's always a lag, as we've shared with you, from when it's collected to when the road commission receives the funds. So, there's a collective almost panic amongst my counterparts across the state when folks started seeing the numbers coming in. Certainly, we shared with the board. We did project a fairly sizable increase in Michigan transportation funds. But we also shared when we actually see what receipts there are, we may have to adjust. And as Matt mentioned, we definitely want to adjust. There's a organization called ORDA, which is the State of Michigan budgeting agency. They release their anticipated Michigan transportation funds receipts. You've seen those. Usually they do like a 3-year amounts. So each year they kind of show how much we can anticipate to receive. And even the folks that were involved with the discussion with CRA and the timing issues, they said, well, those projections are going to be arbitrarily high, which, okay, they're getting together. They I'm assuming know that January is going to be low. Why would they not factor that in? Because we all use that for our budgeting for our Michigan transportation funds. So one thing after another, it doesn't make sense to me. The fact that we're all surprised, the fact that the webinar did include someone from the state of Michigan,
Treasury and MDOT.
Treasury and MDOT, I think CRA is like, how come no one said, wait a minute, the messaging is important, right? And it seems like the messaging was wrong, but then why didn't the state say, hey, County Road Association, by the way, you know, we need to set the record straight, and there's actually gonna be a decrease in that first month. You know, I think the increase might be a 500,000 higher than last year, so that's a big swing. Which obviously has a lot of impacts to our organization.
Yeah, and so Dan and I have been working. We've already started. This is our draft budget revision. I provided this handout to you. Ultimately, we had originally projected 45 million for MTF receipts, 0 for neighborhood roads funds. I think we need to adopt the same philosophy. We're not going to assume new money until we get it. So
Right.
what we're recommending is revising our MTF projection back to basically what we got last year, which was 37 million. The good news is the year ended very well for us, and our fund balance, which was just about, this is a little sneak preview to the audit, was expected to be 16 million. There is some carryover, but we ended the year with about approximately just over 27 million. So that's a good place to be, especially when we're seeing dips in revenue. We expect the projected fund balance, given those two big changes, both the assuming on revenue and our new fund balance, which is audited, to end the year with 12.4 million roughly. However, these numbers will all change as we're also making changes to projects and capital purchases. So we'll be going through all of that with you during the working session for the first quarter budget. By then, hopefully, we will have seen another receipt of MTF with better news to share. But I think it's important that we start making adjustments now, given the drop in revenue that we saw for January. So just more to come on this. Wanted to let you know this is a top priority for Dan and I and Connie and the directors in looking at our budget very closely and seeing if there's things that we can move into next year, that's fine. We are better position with revenue. But yet still, there's a lot of things that we're obligated to do this year that we need to get done. So.
Commissioner McCollum.
Madam Chair, Dan,
Yes.
at the bottom, the asterisk, is that amount in the fund balance or?
Right, so that's basically tied up in our fund balance.
Okay,
And one example is salt. So there's a value for our salt at the end of the year in our fund balance. And, you know, say the road commission didn't have any funds, it's not like we can pay our employees with salt. So those are considered non-spendable assets.
Yeah, it's essentially inventory.
okay.
So we have a great deal of inventory on a variety of items at the road commission that until it's actually applied to use, that it ultimately looks like it's essentially classified as a non-dispensable asset.
So that was the same question I had in my mind, and Joanne's probably clear. I'm not. So the 12.4 million projected fund balance includes the 2.7. So if I want to really know what that fund balance number would look like, I'd subtract 2.7 from the 12.4.
In theory, I mean,
Okay.
realize that's just a snapshot in time.
Understood.
And that 2.7 is just our balance at the end of the year.
Yeah.
You know, I use salt as an example. The dollar amount that we had tied up in salt as of 12/31 is probably different than June. So, you know, all these are just kind of snapshots in time.
Yep.
So,
I just wanted to
yeah,
be clear on
yep,
what
keep
that
that in
number
mind.
represented.
And really, the conservative nature of our budgeting really is helping us weather what we're experiencing now. And as a reminder, we underestimate our revenues, or maybe overestimate our expenditures, and that's exactly what happened at year end. And nothing is really extreme. As a matter of fact, a lot of the line items are within 5%. But if your revenues are coming in over and your expenditures are coming in under, that's going to help your bottom line.
Sure.
So that certainly played a huge factor this year. So, you know, continue to appreciate the board's support in how we approach the budget. And you always want your year end to come in better than projected. And in this case, we really needed it, so.
Yeah, and there's also carryover built
Right,
into that
right.
27 million.
Right.
Whether it be, use the example of heavy trucks, we're going to purchasing and have received our five heavy trucks. However, we haven't got the outfitting yet. So
Right.
Yeah, but we're obligated for that money.
Right, exactly. So that's where you see a big reduction
Yep.
from 27 to 12. That's a lot of that carryover gets taken care of this year.
Right. And if someone asks, would you feel okay with 12.4 million fund balance at the end of 26? I would, but then we have to look at 27 and 28.
Right.
So we have some, significant construction years ahead. We still want to continue to purchase equipment. So certainly, that becomes a little concerning then when we look at the out years.
As Dan points out, we do want to look ahead, and that's what we do in the second quarter. Second quarter, we look at the year because it's half over and see where we're at, but we're also projecting what does 27 and 28 look like. So that's what we do on a custom every year. We do that look ahead. It also sets us up nicely for year-end budgeting and the following preliminary year.
Right.
So if my math, sorry.
Go ahead. It's our standard process, but these are always, as Dan points out, a snapshot in time.
So on this snapshot in time, our fund balance in terms of actual cash on hand, so to speak, is at 10.6 million. If my math is correct, if I take the 2.7 out of the 12.4, so we're just at the water line in terms of what we had discussed about a fund balance level.
And certainly, one of the things we look at as a percentage, the fund balance as a percentage of expenditures, we're at about 9%, which, we try to target between 15 and 25. So we
Right.
are a little bit below that. That's one of the things that I focus on. Cash flow is different. Cash on the books is a different amount than this, but as far as fund balance is concerned, that's correct.
Okay, and are our partners with road work to come aware of this, like CRA is? There are other representative organizations. Are they also saying, what's the deal alongside with us? I want to know
Yeah,
what's the volume on this
right.
For
situation?
for CRA,
Trying to be
CEO
diplomatic.
Denise Donahue, the volume's quite large.
Yeah, but we're only
Sir-
CRA.
Right,
Right.
and we're partnering with, the same would be true for Michigan Municipal League. The
Mhm.
cities are experiencing the same
Mhm.
revenue as we are.
What about MAC, Michigan Association of Counties? I mean,
It's really the Act 51 agencies that are focused in on Michigan transportation funds. Really, I think the biggest ones are going to be CRA and MML. Because
Road
the
Builders
count-
Associate, I mean, the impact of this is not to be dismissed
Understood.
beyond us,
Yep,
right?
yep.
Okay,
I think some of it is, we need to see a few more months.
okay,
If February is down 15%, then I think all bets are off.
yep,
If February comes in as we were anticipating, then I think we'll relax a little bit. But I think it has created a little bit of distrust. And, I would hope CRA is watching this closely anyway, because it's our main source of funding, but even more so now with what's going on.
will there be an opportunity for a discussion on this at the highway conference coming
I'm
up?
sure,
Sure.
it'll be like one of the number one
Okay,
topics for sure. Yes. And,
you're in communication with your colleagues?
Yes.
You and Connie are talking to people about this
yes.
across the state, and I'm sure Matt, you and the other managing directors?
Yes.
Okay,
Yep. So, as a reminder, there's a listserv for all the finance professionals. And, the listserv was blowing up the other day with,
good.
how much were you
I
down? I
hope
was down
there's smoke
15%. I was down
somebody's hard drive.
18%. Right, exactly. So, and certainly we don't want to overreact either, right? It is just 1 month out of 12, so we don't want to overreact, but certainly,
Okay,
not what
we'll
we
do
were
that.
expecting. Right,
You
exactly.
can be calm. I'm not gonna be.
Okay, yes, no.
We certainly will be talking. We have our working session on the budget coming forth, and also
Yes.
we can get in depth on where we ended with our audit for year end as well. So this will be a topic, and hopefully we have better news to share when we have that conversation.
And certainly Plant Moran will share their insights as well as far as the funding and what's going on, so.
Okay.
All
Any
right.
other questions on this at all, or definitely very important? And we wanted to let you know we are looking at this and, adjusting as best we can without, again, overreacting. And, I guess we'll see what February brings. So I'll know that towards the end of March. I'll at least know what that number is. And obviously we'll share that with you as soon as we know.
What reassures me is that you and your other department heads are doing triage on our
Yeah.
budget, not
Mhm.
counting on money that, my mantra has always been, if it isn't in the bank,
Mhm.
we don't spend it.
Right,
Okay.
exactly.
Agreed. And I guess the point of today was just to reassure the board. Certainly our fund balance is going to help us through this, and we will continue to evaluate those project expenditures and capital expenditures to try and minimize so that we can get through this till that we see the new money, quote, quote.
And Commissioner Fuller, as you recall, last November, we were ready to go to print with our budget.
Right.
Noticed October was 15% down, said timeout, and reduced the expected MTF by $1 million. We ended up 20,000 over. So, we are doing the best we can with the information that we have. So.
My criticism isn't of this organization
No,
or
I know.
anyone in it.
Yep.
Understood.
Yes.
Okay.
For sure. Nope. I don't take it that way at all.
Right.
Another news,
Dave.
yeah, let's see, that was pretty heavy.
Tiffany, you can,
Speaking of the audit, we are towards the finish line with that. The draft report has been shared with Washtenaw County. They're very appreciative of getting that to them. And again, our established deadline is by March 1st, and we did provide it a few days earlier, which they definitely appreciated. It's been some back and forth with the county, but I think they're all set. Staff has had a chance to review the draft report. Everything looks good. So, glad to put that in the rearview mirror. And
One last time.
for the last time, yes.
Oh, Connie.
Just so the board knows, Connie and I have been going over just about everything related to the audits, and we've been using the technology that Chris and Josh have brought to us. We've been having some Teams meetings if it was more involved, and recording those Teams meetings and just providing transcripts, and we're saving them. So Connie will have those to look back on, just doing everything we can to get her up to speed and just, document as much as possible. The challenge with an audit is it happens once a year.
Right.
So we want to make sure that we document things as much as possible. And we've probably had, half a dozen meetings at least on various audit topics, and we'll continue to do so. I just want her to have a good comfort level with everything. So again, 2025, just about in the rearview mirror. Now we're working on setting up everything for 2026 and moving that forward. Obviously, budget's been on my mind with some of these numbers here, and already have some meetings with staff to go over that, and the working session in April we'll be talking budget. So looking forward to that. And then lastly, Acumatica, the new financial software. Been a bit of a pause on the training. Kent County Road Commission. So they call us the Acumatica Pioneers, and Kent County is the pioneer of the Acumatica Pioneers because they're graciously going to be first to go live. And some of our training has been suspended, so all the resources can be dedicated towards them to stand them up so they can go live. I think it'll be a real learning experience for us as well. Road commissions, the 5 of us that are implementing Acumatica have been talking, some of us almost daily, or at least emails. But I think with Kent County and their experience, and my counterpart Macy over there, she's documenting everything, good, bad, and otherwise, as far as going live. And then those that come after will learn from that. So, I said, by all means, whatever resources you need to direct towards Kent County, get them going and, we'll be next or it'll be between us and Kalamazoo to see who goes next. But so we're looking forward to continuing on with that, hopefully in the next month or two.
Questions about any of that? I do. You said Kent County's using Acumatica on a reduced scale compared to our organization. They're only using it for like central staff, not organization-wide.
So everybody's using it a little differently. Kalamazoo is really focusing on projects and doing some things with projects. Kent County is trying to just get some of their basic information in there first, payroll, accounts payable, some of the things that you absolutely need. And from there, I'm not sure where they'll pursue things. But yeah, that's my understanding is that they're going to go live on a kind of a smaller scale.
And Kalamazoo similarly, so if they're only doing projects, right?
Well, no, there's going to be an emphasis on projects, so they'll
okay.
probably be more similar to us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good work. I know it's a big lift.
Yes.
A question, does this drop in MTF impact our $2 million that we've allocated for the local road matching program?
It does not.
It does not. Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Oh, come on, we gotta have more for Dan. Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Dan.
Thanks, Dan. Thanks, Connie.
Forgot to ask, was there any questions on the updates? I know there was a finance report, MTF, which we talked about. Any questions on the IT report?
I don't have any.
Okay.
No.
No. Next up, we have Brett Schlack, our Director of Engineering.
Hello.
Hello again, Brent Schlack, Director of Engineering. So first I'll start off with an update on our Washtenaw Road project. We have a revised exhibit that we've received. We're reviewing that and we will be providing an update for that project this week to try and update that community on that project.
So when and where is the update?
It is not, we received the exhibit. We're finalizing that.
But is that from the engineer
That's the-
consultant?
Yeah, Tiffany, I don't know if you can click on, so if you see on the
I'm
right.
an engineer, so.
Yep,
yeah.
so it's just a depiction of the road and it was the impacts to what our road improvements are
Yeah.
As far as our drainage
There we
for the tree removal.
And this is the current,
This is the current exhibit, and so we've been working to look at different options, and so we have a revised exhibit that we're working with our consultant to get updated.
okay.
And then we'll be providing an update that will include that new exhibit this week.
And how is that going to be shared? Just,
It'll be shared, so Tiffany and her staff will put that on our website and on our project page. So anyone that's,
Following along.
following that will get an update. And then she can provide I don't know if she does a social media, Tiffany, I don't know what the process is. I think she does a social media update, to blast out that we have a project update.
so is there a virtual session update planned?
No, there's not any plan. So in our update, we'll list the next steps, which will
Okay,
be meeting with property owners, for those
Okay.
that are impacted, and then moving that project forward.
Brent, I want to let Commissioner, I wanted to tell you that Tiffany Oliphant, Communications Manager here. So once we post it on the website, it will then be emailed out to those who have subscribed to receive those updates.
sure.
Also, for the Washtenaw Road updates, we also send it to the Sylvan Township email list, everyone in Sylvan Township who has signed up for those any updates within Sylvan Township will also receive the email. We will also post it on social media to say that there is an update.
And do all the elected officials at Sylvan Township, their board, supervisor, clerk, treasurer, all of them are on that list?
Yes, unless they unsubscribed. Anyone can
Okay.
unsubscribe.
Okay. Commissioner McCollum?
Yeah, Madam Chair, Brent, so I'm not an engineer either, so I couldn't tell by the image as far as the trees? You know, it looked like circles were around them or what? I mean,
Yeah,
I know you-
yeah,
Okay, go
Tiffany will
ahead.
bring up that exhibit again. So on sheet one, there's not any tree removals on that sheet.
So wait a minute,
Uh,
sheet one is this first ribbon at the top?
Is that,
The first two ribbons.
First,
okay,
Yeah, this
so-
is the same exhibit we had at the in-person public
Okay.
meeting and the virtual public meeting.
okay.
And ultimately, we'll get an update. Currently, there are 48 trees
Oh, 48.
to be removed, and that number is going to come down.
Yes.
Not a dramatic amount, but it is going to come down.
Yep.
Okay.
And if you look at that, stay right there, Tiffany. So if you look at the bottom ribbon on the far left, that's the driveway to the water treatment plant.
Okay,
To the south, no, go just to your left, next one over to the left, right there. So that's the water treatment plant. That's pretty much where our different options are at. So from that point to the left, which would include the top ribbon, is our mill and fill.
no
and
tree removal.
No tree removal. And then from that point to the right, to the north, is our reconstruction of a pulverization and repave.
Okay,
And so then if you go to sheet two, this is where you can see those white out boxes with the tree removals on those.
I see.
and you're going to be meeting with property owners to go over,
We will, yeah, we
This
wanted to get,
draft.
we wanted to get the update out and then we'll start scheduling those meetings with property owners that are impacted.
so is this a final, or?
We certainly, unless we hear something as we have discussions with the property owner on reasons that we may need to make adjustments.
Okay,
We feel pretty confident with our plan so far, but to be determined on those conversations.
understood. Okay. I'm sorry, I cut
No,
you
that's
off,
okay.
Joanne.
No, you didn't. So you said something about there would be, you know, a few more trees. So does this image say how many exactly?
That one said, that's our current, or the one that we received has not been provided up yet.
Okay.
And so the new one will have a revised number of tree removals,
Okay.
which will be less than what you see here.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions about this? Appreciate all these updates, Brent.
Yep, you're welcome. We do have some project bid lettings upcoming. So we have one this coming Friday. It's an MDOT bid letting. And that will be for our Island Lake Road at Dexter Main Street Corridor Improvement Project. The one within the city of Dexter. That project will be bid out this Friday. So we're crossing our fingers that bids continue to come in favorable for that project. Public information meetings. So we have some upcoming public information meetings. Scioto Church and Zeeb, the roundabout construction information meeting is this Thursday at 11 a.m., March 5th. Our Cherry Hill Road Bridge Construction Information Meeting we held April 9th at 11 a.m. Then our Main Street, that's within Whitmore Lake, our Bridge Construction Information Meeting will be May 13th. And our Dixboro at Pontiac Trail Roundabout Construction Information Meeting will be on May 14th at 11 a.m. So the last one, the property owners have received a letter and Tiffany's working through all the number of updates that we have. And so she'll be providing that to the project page in information update that will list that public information meeting.
Great.
Project announcements. So we did a few different project announcements this week. Ann Arbor Saline Road Safety Improvement Project. That's Ann Arbor Saline at Ellsworth. That is a fiscal year 26 project. So we announced that project this week.
And that's going to be a closure
That will be a closure.
of Ann Arbor Saline?
of Ann Arbor Saline Road, yes, we will be providing a detour. We're working out the details of what that detour will be. Keep in mind that is a truck route, that's a haul route. And that the reason for this project was through road improvement agreement through the haul route. So they provided funds to help improve that haul route, and this was one of the projects within that
Are they going to
agreement.
pave between Ann Arbor Saline Road and Maple?
On Ellsworth Road, that is not part of the road improvement agreement, no, because the haul route is the Ann Arbor Saline Road.
Can you change the whole route?
Yeah. So yeah, that has been some interest, and we did have a gentleman from the township here, from Lodi Township, that was interested in that. We will be providing an update to Lodi Township, because we do have a cost to design that
Sure.
that piece. But that is not included within this project.
Had to ask.
Yeah. State at Ellsworth, roundabout, improvements. So we're gonna be improving the operations, and providing some safety improvements as far as signage. As you enter the roundabouts, there will be speed tables as you enter the roundabout. And so that project is a fiscal year 27. Actually, that's through the Transportation Alternatives Program. It's a federal aid project that was awarded just this spring, or I guess this winter.
So it's still going to be 2 lanes going around.
Correct. Yeah, we're going to be modifying some of the operations. We can provide an update to the board on the details of this project as we march through our design. But it'll be providing overhead signage. It'll be, like I said, providing speed tables as you enter the roundabout, and then modifying some of those the laneage within the roundabout.
So this is the current configuration.
That's the current, it's a current aerial view of the roundabout, the current roundabout. Yep.
Okay.
Moving on to Dexter, Ann Arbor, and Miller. This is a safety project that was awarded. This is a fiscal year 27 project. This project was announced this week as well. And then Kurt, any questions on that one?
That one's a left turn lane.
Center left turn lane, yeah.
On Dexter, Ann Arbor to Miller.
Yep. So as you're heading east on Dexter, Ann Arbor Road, there will be a center left turn lane provided for those turning onto Miller.
And
Go ahead, Joanne.
that's the one I think I asked you about, Matt, were they gonna widen the road, I mean?
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes,
They would have to
for the
widen-
center left turn lane.
yeah,
for that center left turn, yep. Yeah, we experienced some some crash trends at that intersection, and so we were awarded safety funds to do this improvement.
So there won't be a light or anything, it's just that center turn lane is gonna help with that situation?
Correct. Yeah, through our design, we'll be looking at whether or not we provide like an overhead flashing beacon or some type of flashing warning for vehicles going through that intersection. But no, there will not be a red, yellow, green
Okay.
traffic signal for that intersection. Okay. Curtis at North Territorial. We announced this project this week. It's a roundabout. This will be constructed in fiscal year 28.
That's in Salem Township.
Yeah.
Yep.
Currently a 4-way stop where you see a significant amount of congestion in the peak periods in the AM and PM.
So a carbon reduction, it's a federal aid project. Carbon reduction was awarded for that intersection.
So will that be a closure as well?
That
Yes.
will be a closure as well,
Oh.
yes. And then some current active projects, updates, Parker and Shield. So traffic and signal installation for this intersection. The strain poles have been set, as you see in the picture, and the contractor will begin installing the overhead traffic signals at this intersection.
So I have a question about the field house that's going to be built.
Mhm.
There was an article, I think, in Sunday's paper regarding millions being spent on that field house, what's the traffic impact going to be?
Should not impact this. They currently have to go through a driveway permit for us, so we don't completely understand all the impacts yet. But this traffic signal definitely will help with that development.
And
Yeah, but that's not the main driveway to the school. That's not the one the kids.
they haven't essentially decided whether they're going to build a new driveway or use the existing driveway. Keep in mind, it's a practice facility. It's not one that's going to draw events. It's not a large indoor facility like Lincoln Consolidated Schools. It is merely for the existing students and participants in the area.
Interesting.
It's not going to be a traffic generator, I don't feel.
I misunderstood what was going to go on in that building. Okay.
Yeah. It's not a full football field, so to speak. It's not like a legacy center or anything like that. It's an indoor space for the existing students and community, but I don't anticipate it being a big traffic generator.
3 million, 13 million? What was the?
I think it was
roughly
three.
Three.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
Okay. All right, good to know. Thank you.
Yep. So aside from that, I would encourage those to visit our website, communications, and our GIS coordinator, Alan Squire, have been updating the project page. Tiffany's going there now, so she's been populating those future years in 27 and 28. So you'll see additional cards showing up in those years.
MTF dependent.
That's correct. Yep. So that concludes my report, unless there's any other questions.
I do not see any. Thank you, Brent.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brent. Next up, we have our operations report.
Good afternoon, Adam Leap, Director of Operations. Operations update this week is short and for good order. Most of the roads throughout the county continue to heal after the winter freezing process situation that we kind of go through each year. So giving the roads time to get some of that frost out, with temperatures been a little bit mild and then cooling off at night. It's a nice slow process, which is actually what we prefer. The crews are stone patching the unpaved segments when conditions do warrant that or allow for that. And then obviously the paved road segments are keeping us quite busy just with the general moisture present we've been having.
Yeah.
So we usually maintain those as often as we can with equipment, weather. There's a little bit of variation in that, but keep pretty consistent on those roads. The 2026 construction season prep work, we've been able to kind of ramp that back up with some of the forestry work, so the canopy trimming, so we can allow for equipment to get in there and do drainage improvements. Hopefully in the next few weeks, as you see, our schedule will kind of pick up fast here, probably within the next month. Once seasonal weight restrictions, the frost, everything is kind of relaxed. And then inevitably the restrictions relaxed or removed, then we can start sending some of our heavy equipment out, doing a little bit more comprehensive drainage work. But right now the conditions don't warrant that. So we're just trying to maintain the service as best we can without creating too much of a disturbance and giving their time to heal up.
Don't we have some environmental windows we've got to observe too?
Yeah,
for
for
the forestry work.
Yeah, so there's some trimming period, and essentially we come up against that here in the next 20 days or so, where we have to start restricting trimming with certain species of trees. And then we have some sealers in case we have to trim those trees.
Good.
We're able to do the right thing and make the right decisions. We usually try to get, oak trees trimmed earlier in the year if we can, and then work through that process. And if not, there's a little bit of a delay when we go do other work for the season. We still can continue some forestry work that's necessity of some projects, but relax what we can, and then pick that back up in the fall if need be. Typically for the next season, so it would be for the 27 season is usually how that works out.
Okay.
The 2026 local road program is still developing, so we continue review. We sent off a few proposal agreements, draft agreements to a good majority of the townships, and then just continue to plan with the other townships. As you all know, with 20 townships, there's dynamic scale to participation and funding levels. So we have to kind of balance that. So we've engaged with engineering department with the more comprehensive projects that we do, which are usually paving type projects with the bigger townships that participate in those each year. And then our traditional local road unpaved work we've got going with pretty much every township west of here and south of here, starting to prep the season. So off to a really good start. A lot of good funding so far. And so I think a lot of potential for this year.
Great.
That is the update, unless there are any questions.
I don't see any.
All right, thank you.
Back to you, Matt.
That concludes our reports for today.
Okay. Did you ask about any questions in the staff reports?
Yep.
Did everybody go, we're good? Okay. Just trying to keep up, Matt.
Yep.
Reminders, March 17th, St. Patrick's Day. That's our next meeting, 9 a.m. a working session, 1 o'clock regular board meeting, public information sessions that are coming up really quickly. As Brent described, we've got March 5th. It's virtual about Zeeb and Scio Church Road roundabout. Lots of utility work going on there already. March 24th, 25, and 26th is the County Road Association's Highway Conference in Lansing. So most all of us will be there at that. Looking ahead at chat sessions, Commissioner Smers tomorrow, March 4th, Commissioner Fuller, March 11th, Commissioner Green, March 18th, Commissioner Yamas, March 25th, and Commissioner McCollum on April 1st. There's no further business to come before the board. May I have a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Second.
Shelby, if you would, please.
Commissioner Joanne McCollum,
Yes.
Commissioner Jeff Smers.
Yes.
Commissioner Barb Fuller.
Yes, we are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.